Now, we talk a lot about risk tolerance and retirement planning. How much of your retirement savings do you want in the stock market? There was an article I read, guys, Kiplinger, that says many times people's appetite for risk is not determined by their personality, but by what the market is doing at the time. If you're on a winning streak in Vegas, you're more positive about the game. No one wants to kill the goose that's laying the golden egg, after all. Do you find that to be true? And how do you help investors control their emotions when it comes to investing?
I think a lot of that does have to be said about current market conditions. In fact, I think there's been some surveys that talked about how people invest, and it changes based upon the weather that's outside. And I would agree, if you think about like the last week, the weather's been great. I feel a lot better. And so, investing wise, I might feel a little bit better too, especially, when things are going well. And then, if we think about what we've experienced here in the last couple of weeks, this is the first time that we've seen a significant pullback in the market in the short term. And so how you control your investments and your emotions when investing right now is going to be absolutely crucial to do that. I don't know about you, Scott, but, when you look at your investments, you look at your portfolio, do your emotions get involved?
Well, there's absolutely a lot of people let the emotions get involved, and I would be lying if I said no. I mean, everybody has a certain degree of doom and gloom when you see things not going the way you want them to go. I think a lot of people that I talk to and what I've experienced based on, with Trump being in office now and with the crazy things going on, I've had a few people mutter, maybe he's doing too much too soon, but I haven't had anybody say to me anything about being concerned about the market. I think, just an opinion, I think that people are excited about what's going to happen in the future. I think, based on what they've experienced in the last 4 years with the uncertainty and everything, I think they're a little more optimistic. So I don't know that emotions are impacting as many people as now. Not that they aren't, because they absolutely are. And it's kind of like the previous segment when we were talking about all of the chatter about, Medicare. People are listening to this and they're getting emotional about that and saying, hey, I want to know what's going on because this is really starting to bother me. So, if anybody's sitting out there telling you that they're not impacted and do things based on emotion, I think they're kidding themselves.
I think they're right. So I think that's the first thing you got to do is acknowledge that you're a human being. You have emotions. You have emotions of fear and greed, and that's a normal part. But using those emotions to make investment decisions can be extremely painful. When you invest in the stock market, there's two ways that you lose money. One is you invest in a company and they file bankruptcy, right? So if you invested into some of these stocks and companies that went out of business and went bankrupt, those investors traditionally lost all of their money. They got wiped out. The other way you lose money when it comes to investing into the stock market is you buy an investment, you see it go down in price, and you panic and you sell it.
Right.
That is locking in a loss and giving you no opportunity. So what I want you to do is I want you to have a clear investment plan, setting and defining what your goals are, defining what your risk tolerance is, defining what your time frame is. If you don't need your stock market money for 5, 10, 15 years from now, short term, it really doesn't matter, what the market does. As you get closer to retirement time, that can happen. The second thing that you need to understand is that there are normal market cycles that we go through. We've been talking on the past show about running the fire safety drill and realize that normal up and downs happen in the market. In fact, if you look at tariffs in the past, we can see what the market short-term did was have volatility. But that volatility, if you know those market cycles, can create an opportunity for the long-term investors to avoid panicking on those dips and looking at downturn as maybe an opportunity to create. You want to have realistic expectations. I mean, I oftentimes will talk to people about how much money they can afford to lose, and nobody wants to lose money in the stock market. I get it. I don't either. I don't like to see negatives or reds on my statement, but you have to be realistic that when you invest in stocks, bonds, or risky assets, there's going to be times that even what could be considered some of the best investments are going to go down in price. So helping by automating your investment decisions, automating your rebalancing decisions, not checking your portfolio too often, making sure that you're looking at your investment policy statement to make sure that it lines up, and tuning out the market noise can be a good way to get you through this. realize that there's going to be bias in the market. Whenever panic sets in, all you'll see is articles about panic. And that's because your emotional bias will trigger those type of things. It's just like when you buy that red SUV.
I was just going to say that.
You're like, I'm the only one that has this. As soon as you drive it home, you see 4 other ones.
Yes,
You're like,
exactly.
Where were we at? So, the final thought here is if you're feeling emotional in this environment right now, let us get in the car with you. We can help you navigate this environment. We can help you look out for some of the blind spots that are out there, and we can help you continue to drive forward in this type of economy, setting a solid plan and utilizing some of the technology to help create that GPS to get you to where you want to go in your retirement years.
As we say so often here on the show, control what you can control. And if you need a little help controlling your own emotions to make sure that those bad days in the market don't turn into worse days because of moves you made, why not reach out to the team at America's Retirement Headquarters? Let them help you along the way. 419-794-3030 is how you go about doing it. 419-794-3030. And as always, you can find them on the website, arhq.com. I want to thank you, as always, for joining us here on America's Retirement Headquarters. It is the home of the Retirement Guys formula, America's Medicare Associates and Retirement Tax Partners. Hope you have a great week ahead of you. Gentlemen, always grateful for the time. Appreciate you guys. And as we wrap up, want to leave you with the final word.
Yeah, get out there, enjoy the beautiful weather this weekend, and then over the next couple of days, I think spring is coming closer. Turn off the nightly news and just enjoy the weather, enjoy your family. And remember, when you think retirement, think America's Retirement Headquarters. It's home of the Retirement Guys formula, America's Medicare Associates, and Retirement Tax Partners. We'll see you back here next week, same time on Toledo's largest talk station.